Hey everybody, you're watching GT Sam. I'm Sam, and we're back again with the Ford Taurus. I know we're in the same clothes as last time you saw me. It's a totally different day. Don't worry about it. It's winter time, and you gotta stay warm with these fashionable boots. Check it out. Anyways, we're here because we gotta do some valve cover gaskets. We got some leakage going on. You can really smell it burning when you're driving and stopping along the way. So the back ones is really bad, and so we're just gonna do it all. We're gonna go over how to do it, what steps you gotta take, the tools, things you need, and the torque specs and the sequence for how to tighten everything back down later on also. And please don't over tighten this stuff. These are small bolts, they will snap. But we have the Fel Pro total gasket kit right here. We have everything in here that we could possibly need. It comes with so many gaskets, and we're gonna dive right into this. So let's just stop talking about it. Let's actually start doing it right now. All right, so there's a lot of things taken away here, but the most quickest and easiest thing to get to first is this air box and the air hose here. There's gonna be a little bit in the way, so let's go ahead and get that out, because got the intake manifold right here. So first I'm going to take off this clip for this mass sensor. Pull from the bottom, you got the clip down below, pull, tuck that out of the way. So we got an 8 right there. We're going to pop that out. And you can just pull this right out of there and pull the top there too. Tuck that out of the way. There you go. You can take this off if you want to, and it might just be easiest just to do that. So you got 2 tabs right there down below. You can pull right out. There you go. Let's keep that out of the way, make life simpler. So we've got this PCB hose right here. So we got to just like pull this white clip, pull it back towards us, pull. There it is. Kind of same thing right there. Not too shabby of a design right there. Let's put that off to the side as well. Of course, you got another screw right back here. Got your 8. I'm gonna go too crazy on that. Pull that. Nice. Set that aside. High pressure fuel line for this, so don't worry about that. We should be able to move around that, no problem. So I still want to work on getting this out of the way. So we're going to pull this clip here on the throttle body. Now you do take the throttle body apart. You know, people do say you got a clip right up here. This ain't too bad. So you got to do a little. You got to pull back with your nail on this yellow clip here. See if you can grab it. And if you can't grab it all the way, grab yourself a little screwdriver, pop it out. Or some small pliers. So I'm just going to kind of pull, grab, get this clip right here. Just going to pull it, yank it out a little bit. Try not to lose it or break it. Yes, you will have to pull it out the whole way. All right, there's that. Hang on to it. Kind of important. Not exactly readily available. Go all the way back a little further. We got another yellow clip right there. So I'm going to pull again. You should be able to pull it out with your hands. Try to use your fingernails. And if you can't, use a small, very small flathead screwdriver or small, got some needle nose pliers. I'm just going to loosen up this coolant hose right here. Don't feel like taking it off. It doesn't really look like we need to, so I'd be happy letting that just hang out right there. So there's going to be a bolt right underneath here on a bracket. It should be an 8. A lot of these are 8, so we got one bolt right on top here for intake manifold. Got some few other ones down below. Keep them right there for now. Let them hang out. Got a small one over here for this bracket for this fuel line. But yeah, you can see over here, we got a lot of oil. Yeah, we got a lot of oil kind of seeping around kind of everywhere. I'll give you a little in-depth look of what we've got here. And make sure you remember your bolts kind of go. The small ones, the tall ones. Remember, it's not too crazy to get this out of the way. It's got some hoses you got to worry about. So push this. It might have a clip. I'm going to have to get that taken care of. So let's go ahead and get this up. All right. Now cook it, man. Not too bad, not too bad. So make sure you get this clip out of the way. You'll pull up and move around. Always seen some good stuff here. All right. Then you got hose right here. You can kind of disconnect this wherever you want to. And try to stick to right back here. And some pliers on that one. Not too bad. And then to get this all out of the way, we'll show you the damages of everything. Up and out of the way. It almost comes. There we go. Let's take a little in-depth look here. A little tour for everybody. You can see right in here. Of course, these intakes. It is like the recirculation system is going to dump oil in here. It's not my car. I would totally change it, but this is not mine. This is normal. But we're going to look right here. You can see, got the seepage. Got a lot of seepage, still pretty wet down all around here. And it's kind of like just coming up here as well. Kind of around here too. And up in front, up here, but down on the exhaust is where it really gets bad. So I'm gonna say, yeah, it's pretty wet all around. It almost just kind of like blows up all the seals. And so that's where our main problem is. Right on the back, if I kind of feel back here, got some oil back there. So definitely needs to be done, no doubt. Reach down here. And the front isn't that as bad. You know, we don't want my clients smelling a bunch of, you know, oil as they're going along here. Let's go ahead and get something on top of here, like a rag or a towel, to make sure we drop anything in there. And we'll keep rolling. Let's go ahead and we'll start. Well, might as well start with the hardest first, right? We'll just go for the rear. Yes, everyone, this is tight back here, for sure. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get all these spark plugs out of the way. Let's see if a handy dandy drill, impact drill. Yeah, right, nope, ain't happening. All right, we're going in by hand. I wanna take these out first while they're in there. So you got like the clips, and you have the clips. All right, so we got 2 clips. We got the one here. There we go. Another one, and we got another one. There we go. We go over here for this valve. Should be press and pull. There we go. Get a firm grasp on that. There's a wire going down below the back side over here by the engine, where the engine mount hoist is. The hoist, not the mount. That's the hoist. So press that. Well, people, I got bummer news for you. Most of the stuff is not going to come out pretty. Reason being is this plastic has been on here a very long time and it's brittle and it's breaking. So it's gonna how it's have to be, unless you just kind of what I'm doing, some pliers here, or just like kind of pull up. You got these here, and if you pull them up too much, they will snap and break. Some of the plastics, unfortunately, but this one is good. This one's just a little doodad bobber. So I don't really know what that thing's doing here, but it's here. Let me get that out of the way. I don't go too crazy because we've still got it's connected to the fuel line. So unclip the fuel line connectors. Might as well connect the other one too. That's right on the other side here. Things are much more loose, and we should have something on the other side here. So you have another plug. Go ahead and loosen that. I cut the cameras for a bit because I know you're all very sad. I was doing work without you, but look, there's so many plastic and pieces and clips and stuff like that. I was going to review it all when I was done. So here we go. On these, there's like these plastic pieces that just are hanging out on here like this. They just slide on there, but they're all breaking off of the top here. That's to be expected. Don't worry about it. They're old and they're brittle. I got one like here, you got up on here. This one just goes right into there. Then you got the fuel line plugs, unclip those. Got a clip here. Then down here you have a sensor as well. Unclip that. Back here, O2 sensor, unclip. Again, spark plugs. And then you kind of leave this harness here like this because you have plenty of room to work around with all. So let's get the spark plugs and the coil packs out now. The annoying thing is too, these are also fragile plastics. So these coil packs, there are OEM, they're faux MOCO right on there, but they're old and they're brittle. There is heat. This car was definitely abused for a long time. They will snap and break, so don't over tighten them. I mean, you're better off just like leave them slightly loose so you don't crack everything. All right, take our plugs out. Coil packs. Looking good, looking good. Make sure if you got any debris around the edges, just be careful. Okay, we've got to go ahead. Time to start undoing our lovely bolts. So, as we kind of see here a little bit, these are nice and long. So, got some like long, or you could use a wrench, but see if you got a long socket put in there. So we got ourselves a nice 10 here. So we got a long one right here. Should do it. I'm gonna go by hand first, just to unloosen them. There we go. We have a bracket down here for a line. So go ahead. We need to really undo that too. Weird long 8 back here. We're gonna have to get to. Give me in a minute. I'm just gonna finish up the 10s here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and kind of zip these out here, and I'm gonna come right back. This is what I'm using for getting out and back there with that little pipsqueak. So 8 on a little extension here. Yeah, kind of a bizarre thing, so we're gonna get that out. There's a line right here. All right, so when you get that out of the way, you actually have to get to the other bolt underneath that, which is the 10. It's time. Hoocha! Time for a dead blow hammer, rubber mallet, what we got like that. Nothing hard, nothing metal on this, because we want to go ahead and loosen this up. We got some RTV hanging out. It's going to be a little bit tricky to get under there. So maybe you wouldn't be able to use a plastic pry. Probably not. That's definitely going to break. So we want to loosen it up here a bit. Try and take this plastic pry tool. Stay right there. Using like metal on it, it's just not my favorite thing to do. And yes, the screws don't come out. They stay with it. Next plan, big block of wood. And it's gonna have pretty much direct hit right here. Much better. I think it's time for a screwdriver. Unfortunately, it's time. Now let's be strategic about this. I'm gonna go over here. We have some lip as well. So I'm gonna kind of tap it in slightly. Yes. Okay, it's already pretty nicely loose. Yes. Yeah, okay, so the hammering with the blow and then the wood actually really did help out a lot. There we go, see? Nice, nice. In the back end, something's really hanging on. There we go. Ah, nice pop. Okay, there we go, come on. We should be able to pull up and out. Let's get the wiring out of the way. There we go. Oh, that little pipsqueak in the little punk in the back here, man. It's hanging on. No. Yeah, we got the one stinking sensor here, people. All right. All right, come on out. There you go. Up and at 'em. Okay. There. Ooh, hey. Look at that. That's actually pretty clean. That's in good condition, actually. Not nasty. All right. Put this off to the side. And it's a stout engine. I never really heard these engines really having problems, but now you can see down here in this bar, that was definitely leaking, seeping through. You can see oil droplets on the exhaust manifold here too. That's definitely what it was, and all around too. Now back to it. Everyone, I'm not really going to bore you a whole lot here, but one thing I do want to mention, clean up around the edges, get all the dirt, dust, and debris out like that. You know, we don't want a bunch of junk going into any of the cylinders and whatnot, so I'm going to go ahead and actually do that off camera. And also I'm going to do off camera is do a lot of this work because it's the same thing almost in the front. So got a lot of plastics. Take your dipstick out. You got this too for later. Remember over here, we got the gasket. You got to pull up on that. A bunch of clips to take apart too. And then, yeah, that's kind of about it. So let's go and get hop to that. The best spot to go to, you got right under here, this metal bracket to push underneath here. Lean on this. It's where a grounding cable is. That's your best bet. So I had to resort to that. So there we go. Yeah, it's still stuck, man. Oh yeah, look at this. Some of this stuff, yeah, breaking apart. Yeah, some of these gaskets are just so, they're like literally stuck to the block. That's also, oh yeah, that's a sign of like, they're wearing out too. So absolutely, yeah, I can see it right there. See right down here, seeping, all the oil is seeping out from under there. Let me see. Yeah, it had to be. Yeah. All right, that looks about right. Okay, cool. So this is what it looks like. Yeah, I'm gonna put some silicone around this to slide that in. That'd be a lot better than dealing with all this other junk. But yeah, this is really clean in here too. The lobes and everything look really good. Yeah, this is pretty stout for what it is. And there is plenty to do here. So first thing we got is this gasket right here material. It's hard. It's very hard. Still movable, not cracking, but dry, sticking to the engine itself. So it's pretty much done. Let's check this one out here. And now we got go ahead. We've got the spark plug wells here. Well, this is the fun part. Now, to get these out, yeah, these are the spark plug rings. These are metal, these are rubber, very difficult to get out. I am not gonna lie to you about that. The best way to do it though, one of the ways is you gotta press them in some way somehow. So to get them out, you gotta use a fat socket that fits perfectly around the perimeter of the actual rubber itself. So it's gonna be like, has to sit like that, right on there. Now while it's in there, and then you have to hammer. So I'm trying to take the delicate approach here. This wood sits right just on there like that. Then my rubber mallet. Have some cardboard underneath so you have some flexibility and some comfort for it. Not too bad. Has to be like the exact perfect size. So I think we just shot out one of the edges. Yeah, just shot out a little bit. Here, let's see if we pull it out yet. Nope, not quite. So let's go ahead. Another whack here. It's probably a special tool for this, but I ain't got it. There we go. Look at that. Popped right through. Nice. And there it is. So let's do the other one here. We got this cardboard. Nice box. Something just soft to have this on to really take the blow. So let's go again. Yeah, it's working nice. So pushed out. Nope, not yet. Let's go again. There we go. I'm trying to be very careful on the edges here because, you know, I don't want to damage the metal, but there we go. Got that out. Whew. That's got to be this one again. It's got to be pretty much the same size, so we got to go for it. We got to push around the edges, because if you don't push around the edges, it's just going to like have a lip of rubber, and it's not going to do anything. It's just going to push out the rubber. So it needs to be right on the perfect edge. So, and there it went. But to get these in without completely just like wearing yourself out and just dying with your hands and everything like that, these are not cool, all right? These are tight. There's the metal wrapped in rubber. They gotta go in here. So, as you can see, I already got these ones done. How'd I do that? Well, a little secret here, all right? With power. No, I'm just kidding. What I did, look, silicone spray, all right? Industrial strength, but any silicone spray would do. You put a little on the edge here, all right? I'm gonna do it right over here on the cardboard. All right, rub it around. All right, right on the edge there. Just right on the edge. Then I'm gonna put a little inside here. There we go. I'm gonna line it up. You can do a little pushing. Some of these you can get kind of started, whatnot. Then, if you want to, if you're lucky on this one, you could use the wood, and then, or you could use the socket. So the socket will line up just perfect like that. I used it on all of these. I felt underneath here. Everything was lining up just perfectly around the edge. So right here, I'm gonna go ahead and use my wood. Cardboard again below. And almost flush. What do you know? Genius. Yeah, that's what's up. That's flush. Okay. What I'm going to do too, put a little spray on here. Remember how, annoying that was to get those off? Well, I ain't messing around, boy. All right, put a little in there. All right, there we go. Nice. So, while this is like this, I'm just going to test fit it, okay? Let's see how it does. Let's go find out. Tell you what, it fits really well. It's going to slide on good. And now I'm going to be a little crazy here, but put a little lubricant right inside here. Let's go ahead and get the valve covers in place. There we go. Should get everything lined up here. Stick that right in there. Can only go one way, so do. Let's see what we get. I think this should be good. All right. And take the connectors out of the way for sure. Oh my gosh, get out of there. Nothing more to do. Seems good. All right, cool, nice. My friends, I'm not gonna lie to you, I pretty much did everything without you because it's pretty self-explanatory. Just put everything done back in reverse order. Now, for under here with those gaskets, if they do not look sealed, go back, start smacking it down a little bit more again with the socket, and nice taps around and get it back to like be a little more flush with the actual where the spark plug hole goes. Now, and for these, if you take this back off and it's stuck on there, you're gonna need some extra grip. And then, so go ahead and get your connectors back in the spark plugs, and then you have this right here. Then gas lines down in here. There is a cam position sensor, I believe, down there that I unplugged. If you unplugged it, remember that one. Remember that one too over there. Remember gas, gas lines up here. O2 sensor. You have a plug all the way back here, and then you have the one here. Don't forget this one as well. And then as far as your spark plugs and coil packs are all in place, snug down. And remember, look, these are cracking right here. You can see right there. That's because they're worn, they're old, and they're dying. So don't go too crazy on these, unfortunately, either. Okay, now as that's kind of taken care of and out of the way, let's go ahead, get the intake manifold back on. Now, this bracket with the like aluminum foil casing, kind of. Okay, this is important. So we're going in. Remember that plug I was telling you about? I was like, where'd that come from? Why is it unplugged? Well, that's exactly what it was. Like, this plug right here is hanging out right down under here. Like, legit, I don't remember ever unplugging it. I don't know why. But I figured, I was like, it has to go somewhere to something. And so it was this. It was hanging out all the way down there. So I brought it up. Now I can go ahead and get that plugged in, because this is probably crucial, the whole thing, because obviously the car wouldn't start. I can do this one hand. I get it. Okay, there we go. All right, we'll let that just hang out there, all right? Well, I'm not gonna deny it to you. A couple hours later, and we're finally done. Well, that is it for this, and so let's go ahead, start it up, see how we did. I think everything is gonna be just fine. Well, as you can see, everything is working great. It feels good, sounds good, everything should be perfect. But we gotta be double and triple check everything, because just that one hose popped off, you gotta slide it back on and it's good to go. But how would we know? Because it says it showed an oil light on my dash. And it had nothing to do with that. It was just a bunch of air pressure. So guys, make sure you take care of that. Make sure you just check everything and get all back together. So guys, what do you think of today's video? If you like today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up right there, and make sure you subscribe down below for more content quite like this and much more. And if you have any questions or comments about anything, leave it down below. Love to talk about it, help you out. Or if you have any ideas or suggestions, go and leave them down there too. Love to read them. But guys, thank you so much for watching. This is GT Sam. I'm going to catch you next time.